in partnership with CommSec.
Welcome back. Joining us live from CommSec is Tom Piotrowski. Good morning to you, Tom. I'm just checking the ASX 200 now. It looks like we're going to make an all-time high today. What are we on the lookout for?
It's exciting news, Kenny. You're absolutely right. The futures are pointing to an improvement of a little under 0.4%, which will have us firmly in record territory. So it's a little bit at odds with the atmosphere that we're seeing at the moment more broadly where Northern Hemisphere stocks are concerned. There's still quite a pensive tone amongst investors as they wait to see any concrete evidence that there's progress being made in relation to the trade talks that have taken place in London overnight. So there have been some sound bites and some comments, but nothing material at this stage. Notwithstanding that, on Wall Street, you tended to see modest movements overall, but stocks gravitated towards their upper end. The upper end of the range overnight. So in the context of the Dow, that had the index up by 1/3%, and the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq were each up by around 0.6%. As far as interest rate markets are concerned, this is worth talking about because in the next couple of days there'll be quite a number of bond auctions which will be important in the context of what we've been talking about recently, where interest rates have been moving higher. They've adjusted a little bit towards the lower side of their recent ranges, but overnight not much movement. The 10-year Treasury note at 4.47%. European markets were a little more mixed. The German DAX was down by around 0.75%. The Stock 600 was down by around 0.1%. That's the pan-European measure of stock performance. The French market up by a little under 0.25%, with a similar outcome for the UK market. As I said, the futures are pointing to a gain of a little under 0.4% today, Kenny, but we don't have much in the way of corporate or economic news, so the markets will be firmly looking forward to the inflation figures which are set to come out of the US tonight. The first report will be the consumer inflation outcome, so that will be really important in the context of calibrating when the Fed might be able to cut interest rates next.
Tom, thank you for that. We'll talk to you again soon.